Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, July 22nd, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We're having a reverse aging health call tonight at 9 p.m. Being attached is what prevents us from seeing. Being attached is what prevents us from seeing. It is what clouds this miraculous awareness. Jeffrey Shubin Arnold. So there you are, sitting with your legs crossed, visualizing your new dream house, soulmate, ideal career, and that lottery jackpot job that you want to manifest. You want it so bad that you can almost taste it. You've been visualizing, feeling, and working on attracting it for quite a while now. Yet for some reason, nothing is happening. Should you just throw in a towel and give up? What is blocking you from manifesting what you so deeply desire? Attachment is always the culprit that clogs up your manifesting vibration. Attachment is always the culprit that clogs up your manifesting vibration. You may be asked, how do you know I am experiencing attachment versus a really strong desire? You are definitely attached when you think and feel that you must have or experience this something in order to feel at peace with who you are in the future. A good rule of thumb is that anytime you feel that you have to have happy, free, successful, or alive when you're attached and might want to take a look deeper inside to see what is really going on. Whenever you are attached to something, you'll notice that your body tenses up. And you might feel frustrated, uptight, or anxious, thinking about what you need to do to manifest your desired outcome. The anxiousness you feel is a form of fear, which always lowers your manifesting vibration and is truly what is keeping you from actually achieving what your heart deeply desires. The feeling of attachment is very sneaky and can creep up on you when you least expect it. In fact, you may be caught in a repetitive cycle of being attached to someone or something without even being aware of it. The easiest way to know if you're truly attached is to ask yourself, can I find peace if this never manifests the way I think it should? Can I find peace if this never manifests the way I think it should? And then notice how your body reacts. If you find any tight, tense, or heavy feeling arise inside you, you're most certainly playing a subtle hidden game of attachment under the surface. The secret is to breathe deeply into the area you feel the tightness until you've released this tension. Once the tension is gone from your body, take a moment to affirm that your desired outcome, or better, is now heading your way. through the course of one's life, every one of us, every human being, will at some time experience some form of attachment. Miracles manifest when you let go of attachment. Yet, some people will tell you otherwise as they are caught on the idea that being detached is a negative state. There is a fine line between being aloof, despondent, or resigned, and being detached. The key is that healthy detachment comes from vast reservoirs of trust, faith, and inner peace. Whenever you are detached in a healthy way, you are happy with your life as it is and can relax enough to completely trust the universe. The universe's will support your manifestation if it's meant to be. Detachment is a fine art of trusting in your future destiny to such a deep degree that you don't allow your ego to make any judgments about whatever your experience of life is. A healthy level of detachment is powerful in the world of manifesting because it enables you to be fully open and receptive, which in turn attracts new opportunities and people to you. Every time you find a healthy, balanced level of detachment, your desire will materialize for you much faster and far easier. Every time you find a healthy, balanced level of detachment, your desire will materialize for you much faster and far easier. Of course, truly letting go of attachment to a deep desire you've had for years is a very tricky thing to do. Unless it's causing you loads of suffering, which it probably already is, the golden key lies in feeling your suffering and then seeing the correlation between your amount of suffering and the level of attachment you have. When you understand what's happening, you will soon let go. By using this detachment technique for manifesting, it does not automatically guarantee that you will create the outcome you desire. You cannot pretend to be detached while secretly hoping you will manifest a certain outcome underneath the surface. Your mind is sneaky, and it can pretend anything. The secret to knowing the truth is in how your body reacts, for your body cannot lie to the universe. If you're using the technique of being detached as a strategy for getting what you want, then you're missing the point completely. It's about feeling good inside, no matter what happens or doesn't manifest in your life. The great secret to freeing yourself from attachment is recognizing that you are the infinite spiritual source of consciousness, which is the greatest experience of freedom, love, and bliss. Do you need anything more? A pizza will come and go in a matter of hours, while the spiritual source is omnipresent forever. The really cool thing, excuse me, is that when you're tapped into your spiritual connection within, while gently holding the intention of creating whatever you want to manifest, your desire has to show up. The really cool thing is that when you're tapped into your spiritual connection within, while gently holding the intention of creating whatever you want to manifest, your desire has to show up. This is one of the greatest manifesting secrets there are. It's a way of gently communicating with the universe what it's going to do for you. By accessing your divine connection, you automatically become utterly at peace with the idea that you might or might not ever manifest your desired outcome. You transcend it all. Then it really doesn't matter what happens in your future. This is a very evolved place to live from. As amazing things will manifest when you're feeling the God source beneath your feet and flowing between your breaths. The magic of manifesting is an experience you deserve to have daily. By letting go of your attachments, you are destined to find reoccurring joy. By letting go of your attachments, you are destined to find reoccurring joy, freedom, love for who and what you already are. When you discover how good it feels to be detached from past memories and future desires, you are definitely making major progress in this lifetime. When you discover how good it feels to be detached from past memories and future desires, you are definitely making major progress in this lifetime. Then you can truly start having some real fun and realize every day that perfect outcomes are always manifesting into your life. Sometimes it's the greatest gift that we don't always get what our ego wants. This allows the universe to create the more beneficial situation for our soul, evolution. It gives us more of an opportunity to receive that super special something that is even better than what we originally asked for. This week, make a list of everything you think, feel, or perhaps might be attached to in your life. Don't leave anything out. When you feel complete with your list, circle the top 3 things that are bringing you the most amount of suffering. Now here's the fun part. Every morning you wake up and imagine seeing yourself smiling and full of joy, even if those 3 things manifested for you or never happened at all. Find this place inside you of pure awareness where the spiritual source of existence resides and relax into that while you see yourself smiling with joy and freedom in your heart. Make a strong commitment to yourself that you are going to feel a true state of inner peace no matter what occurs in your future. This is the path to total liberation. Practice looking inside yourself over the course of the next week. Practice looking inside yourself with each being you encounter and releasing this wellspring of compassion onto them. Smile, be lighthearted. Give them the joy of connecting with you. And you, my friend, will be soon swimming in an exquisite ocean of joy everywhere you go. Tell yourself that it's easy to let go of the old and embrace the new. Just follow that lighter, freeing feeling as you go through this week. As you get into the habit of being compassionate with others, this new, lighter, unattached experience of life will become the foundation of your being. This is the day your life will truly blossom. And you'll spring forth into your relationships like the lotus flower rises up to bloom from the deep, warm mud below. It's almost like you want something really bad, right? But do you need it? It's a crucial question. You want something really bad, but you really need it. When we get to the point of understanding the bliss that we're always in, and that all the material, physical world really, truly has no meaning. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are, and the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies. Always. It's number one. Many people have tried to relax them synthetically and do this and do that. It's just very short-lived. So we relax the body through the breath. Easy and slowly in through the nose and easy and slowly out through the mouth. It's the breath. When we do this, the body releases, the shoulders drop. And most people bunch their shoulders. They don't know it. So different degrees, And we all carry and store stress. Worry, fear, anxiety. These are all generated through the ego mind. If there's a thought, it's just a thought. Right? That's all it is. It's just a thought. It has no power. It's just a thought. Now, when you decide to embrace that thought, you then give that thought power. Right? You take that energy, you move it into form, that thought. You create it into reality, and then you experience it. When you move beyond the thought, you're indifferent to it. It isn't a big deal. You're happy because you've decided to be happy, no matter what goes on around you. And to do this is to move ourselves into the now through the breath. When we do this, things happen. Inevitability. We each put out over 60,000 thoughts a day, all the time. We also have tens of millions and billions of programs, what they really are, that fly by like clouds in the sky. Now, 99.999% of them are not ours, right? And then we have the mind chatter. And you've got the ego mind, subconscious mind, and all this stuff. When you move into the now through your breath, it doesn't exist. It's not there. None of it's there. Now, when we do this, it's always important to continually practice being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with oneself, being in the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal love. Gratitude. Peace. At all times, no matter what goes on around you. You'll find that in the now that you don't have there's this you're not compelled to have something. it just floats. It's not. It really isn't an issue or something that you can not live without. It's there. It's not a big deal. Now, we understand that the body is not us, right? We're the God, the higher self, the heaven, pure consciousness, source creator, all kinds of labels and names. So what we're doing is we're mastering the ego mind, the subconscious mind, all of it, by being in the now. Now, an interesting thing is that the ego mind, subconscious mind, does not exist in the now. Never has. Never will. So doesn't it make sense that we focus and concentrate on a daily basis to stay in the now? Because in the tomorrow and yesterday, where the ego mind is where the suffering is. In the now, they don't exist. So we don't entertain them. We don't engage them either. We can watch them. We watch them. We don't judge them. We watch them so we understand how they operate. You'll get to the point where you'll say to yourself, that's an ego thought. I'm not interested in that. Or that's an ego feeling. I'm not interested in that. You begin to learn how to identify the ego mind and how it operates. Have you ever been in a situation where you really wanted something really bad? Really, this is just like, all-consuming, right? And then you come across an understanding where you let it go. It's there, but it doesn't affect you. You let it go. That's when the universe will answer you. Sounds strange to a lot of people. Well, I thought if you focused on something hard enough, strongly enough, that it would materialize. No, because that's when you're pushing it away. When you accept it, embrace it, send it out, let it go, that's when it manifests. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So practicing, it's just a choice we practice, right? We practice to stay in the now or we don't. But it's pretty much a no-brainer because yesterday and tomorrow, where the ego mind is where all the suffering is. Why would we want to stay in that? So when the body relaxes, as you'll know, is that you have dropped into the heart mind. You're not on this fixation, expectation, attachment thing. You have direct confidence with yourself, trust in the universe, and you send out what you desire and let it go. And seriously, you're not concerned of its outcome. That's the touchy part. You're not concerned about its outcome. But as soon as you start doubting and fearing, you begin to suffer. When the body is at ease, you're in bliss. We all know the difference, right? We know it when the body is stressed, we suffer. Now we have the subconscious mind, right, which is this super recorder. And when we enter the baby body, it begins recording. And it never stops. And it isn't in the now, it is in yesterday or tomorrow. And everything while you're in that body, it records it all. It records this life you're in and all lives that you have participated in. Most don't even know that. They don't correlate that, but that's the case. And see, since most of us haven't mastered subconscious mind, we could be going along our way, right? And we get a feeling like, hey, I've done this before. This is really eerie, or it's really different. It's something that I know I've done before. I don't know where, I don't know when, but I know I've done this before. And you have, period. And that's the subconscious mind randomly plays these back. So in the now, it begins, it starts to really, with some of us, we realize that's the ultimate goal, to stay in the now. That's it. Practice being in the now. Focused on the breath. Now, we have three paths. There's always three paths. Right? There's yesterday, which is the past. There's tomorrow, which is the future. There is the now, which is in the center, right? So you got left, right, center. You look at a coin, there's three sides to the coin. The edge, right? The heads, the tails. So we're all standing in the now, center path. We look at all three paths, and we notice that the trees have formed a golden canopy over these paths. Shimmering leaves, branches, and bark. And the path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass. Now, when we're looking at these paths, they look the same, kind of, right? But we do notice a major difference. The path on the left, yesterday, the past, it's been heavily used. It's worn. It's the same with tomorrow. The future path is heavily worn. Now, the center path looks brand new. So we understand that. We understand why, because the ego mind does not exist in the now. Right? So it will do everything it can to keep us in yesterday or tomorrow or yesterday. It will do it as long as it can to keep us where it exists, which is suffering. So you would think that it's quite imperative for us to focus on the now, because that opens up to a lot of things. It allows us to go within. We end up discovering the gods that we are within these bodies. We understand that we're not the body. We increase our vibrational frequency from the journey within. We understand more and more about who and what we are. That's a blissful path. Okay? It's a big difference to the material physical path where the ego mind are. Now, we reminisce. All of us do it. And a lot of times we have fun with it. You know, something will spark something like a memory, a song, or conversation with someone, or just being, and a feeling will come over. Boy, that was a good time. You ever done that? You just random thoughts come in. That was a good time. I really enjoyed myself. I'd like to be able to do that again. I've had people tell me, well, you know, I never planned. You know, this happened, and there was no planning, and no organizing and no laying anything out, and things just kind of came in together and fell into place, and it was the best time I've ever had. In other words, they weren't fighting the current. So we'll take the past, right, the yesterday. We have, all of us have a great hall, and everything is stored there. All lifetimes are stored there. All happenings, all experiences. So we open the door, turn on a light. Now, when you usually walk into a room, any of us, it is, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, your eyes will glance at the ceiling and the walls, briefly. But when you walk into your great hall, it is so vast that you can't see any ceilings or walls. Nevertheless, you will know where to go you'll pick up some movies and some books and pictures about your life's experiences, say. And you'll go sit in an easy chair, and you'll see this white rectangle floating in midair, and you will watch some of the movies, and you'll read some of the books, and you'll look at some of the pictures, and you'll enjoy yourself. You'll even look at things that you've experienced that they didn't work out right? You tried this and it didn't work. And then you say, well, maybe if I tried this way, it might work this time around. So for the most part, we enjoy ourselves, and we will put everything back, and we'll turn off the light, and we'll shut the door, and we'll move forward in life. And on occasion, we'll revisit it. Some of us, though, however, unconsciously will stay there so darn long that they end up taking that past, bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, and relive that past and that future. And this is why so many people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. You ever get into where you know it, no one else does, you know it, where you get into this little rut thing. It could be for years. And you get so in the habit of it, you won't step outside of that circle, that ring, right? Because it's so comfortable and you've gotten so used to it. That's why it's so difficult for people that when you have to, you uproot everything and move, right? It's stressful on people because they fight that because they're so comfortable with what they've established that they don't care to have to uproot everything and move. And see, we become complacent. All of us do. The longer we stay put somewhere, the more complacent we become. Okay? The more comfortable we become. And the less we progress. Isn't that interesting? The less we progress. The more complacent we become, the less we progress. Why is that? Is it really a negative thing? I don't believe so. What is it? Well, like anything, we become unchallenged, I should say. We're just not challenged. And we get used to being not challenged. Have you ever experienced that where everything changes? It's like boom, all at once, everything changes. Now, some people, they'll just roll with it, but other people will be freaked out about it. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? What's going to happen? And this is where we go with the flow. We downstream thinking, the boat downstream, not fighting the current. And it's called downstream thinking. So have you ever been in a situation where you just kind of flowed with it, right? You didn't fight it. You didn't get stressed out about it. And you fell into the heart mind and you just went with it. And go with the flow. Why would I get myself all upset and a tizzy and everything? It's crazy. I'm just going to go with the flow. That's how it works. And then of course the ego mind keeps conjuring up fear, right? That fear feeling. See, this is all about the now. You get introspective about certain things and you start to realize this is all about the now. Because in the now, none of that is present. None of it is there in the now. Only when we step into tomorrow or yesterday, ego mind, subconscious mind is there, and we begin to suffer in different ways. Now, we'll go into the future. We all do that. The ego mind keeps poking and pushing, and you get hurried and you get stressed, and there's things you want to know. The ironic thing about it is that any question we could ever ask ourselves is already there waiting with the answer within us. But we go into tomorrow, and there's all kinds of external authority because we want to ask for external authority to give us, when am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? Some people equate it that way. When am I going to be healthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to be happy enough to enjoy my life? All kinds of stuff. But the number one usually is money. And so there's numerologists, there's astrologers, there are card readers, crystal readers, tea leaf readers, palm readers. Psychics, clairvoyants. There's a lot of different readers. So you might ask, I'd like to know when I'm going to have enough money to enjoy my life. So they say they're card readers, so they get the cards, they shuffle the deck, and then they start handing out the cards on the table, and one by one they turn them over, and then they give you the story. And you come across and they say, well, you're going to come into a major or massive amount of money. It's going to be unexpected, and you're looking at within the next few weeks. Now everybody has different responses, right? So the first person would say to themselves, "Oh, this was just for fun. I don't believe any of this crap anyway, so not a big deal." So they just poo-poo it and think it's silly. The other person they're the ones that will grab it and embrace it and fixate on it and start forming attachments to the outcome of it, and also expectations as they count the days. And they put it in the calendar and so on and so forth. Now, the third person, they've got tremendous amount of trust, faith in themselves. They have a tremendous amount of trust and faith in the universe. So they'll take it as the reader has given them the information, and they'll make sure it's clear, and it's not hazy anywhere, and make sure that that is delivered to the universe. And then they just they let it go because they know it's already in the process of being manifested. They don't have attachments to the outcome on when it will happen, how it will happen, and they don't have expectations. Well, then I'll be able to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I can get this, and I can do this and do that. Now, out of those three people, the third one inevitably will manifest. The other two, maybe once in a blue moon. So remember, we've got roughly about 98% of us live in the material physical world, right? That's why there's so much suffering. 2% of us live within. I believe that's changing in higher vibrational frequency. We've been taught, ever since we've been entering physical form, that we're separate, which is a complete illusion. It's a lie, illusion, however you see it. And all civilizations, species, everything is, the gods within those physical forms are the same as the gods within the physical forms that we're in, and we're all one. Period. We're one. And the more that you are able to see out there, the universe, right? This universe, with the new telescope that's out there, it's been out there for a little less than a year. And all of the things that it is picking up, all the galaxies, everything, it is absolutely phenomenal. But it's all one. You, all of us, are a part of that universe from the gods within these bodies. So it's like, you look at a tree across the street, you say that tree is separate from me. And it isn't, because it's just the illusion that's been given in the material physical world and the ego mind and what you have perceived it to be. That's what it's to be because you perceived it that way, so that's what it is, right? Someone walks across your path, says hello for 20 seconds, right? You view them as being separate from you, from the perspective of the body, the physical form, right? When in reality, it's the opposite. They're part of you. The God within that body is part of you, the God within that body that you're in. Same with the Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Feline, Anunnaki, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian, on and on and on and on and on. Same with the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes. Physical form, housing a God. God experiences the physical form in any way it can. Same with our loved ones. All of those who leave the physical form and hold pure consciousness. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Fairies, sprites, elves, gnomes, dwarves, trees, trolls, elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Descended masters. They ascended into a physical form, experienced that physical form, left that physical form, hold pure consciousness, God form. We are pure consciousness within these bodies. So does that mean you're a Buddha? Absolutely. Does that mean you're Maitreya? Absolutely. There's no separation. Eventually, we will learn that we can be more than one place at one time. We will also learn that we can travel billions of light years in a flash. Why is that? We're not talking about the bodies. We're talking about the God within the body. Because we're all one. So you look at like this planet, right? Planet has a God, pure consciousness, or however you want to label it. Some of us have different names: Gaia, Earth, Terra, Parakrishna. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So when we look at this planet as the gods that we are within these bodies, and we say, let's change the vibrational frequencies so that the pure evil, the lower dark matter, Svaya matter frequency, the rogue AI, the souls that have taken in too much darkness, we can vanish that frequency by increasing our own. Acknowledging the fact that you're God, you're divine perfection, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies of pure, deep, eternal love. So that's what we decided to do over 4 years ago. So we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind. Gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to grow, intensify, and expand. So we form a circle of white fire light around the equator of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya. This emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. It is the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency, pure, deep, eternal love. And we saturate, permeate, and flood this planet. On it, in it, above it, below it. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Now, this light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. Not only that, you could take 1 trillion suns, bunch them together, and they would pale in comparison to the light that we are. To the pure, deep, eternal love. Now, we begin to ascend above the planet, and we find ourselves in this, it's an ocean of glitter. And it isn't really like anything that you could depict on this planet, and it's sparkling and reflecting everywhere. Now, we are the ocean of glitter. We are the sparkling, reflecting, shimmering everywhere. We enter those reflective points, and we discover that all of us are learning and teaching and learning from each other 24/7, infinity and beyond. Now, those of us who are in the material physical world will miss most of that. Those of us who have decided to go within will not. It's as simple as that. Because everything that you look at, everything that you see, feel, touch, you are. When you look at a tree, you learn from the tree. If you look at a bug, you learn from the bug. You look at a bird, you learn from the bird. You look at a cow, you learn from a cow. You look at a cat, you learn from a cat. You look at a dog, you learn from a dog. You look at a bush, you learn from the bush. You look at a rock, you learn from the rock. And the whole time, you stay in an attitude of gratitude, gentle, kind, generous, and humble with oneself all the time. All the time, not intermittently, not once in a while. Now, we create light, right? We create different forms to remind us, because we do have a touch of a little tad of amnesia. So we're met with Archangel Raphael, who's carrying an omnipotently powerful emerald green flaming healing light. This is created to remind us all, the gods that we are the power of healing these bodies. We're not quite there yet. We have Archangel Michael, who's carrying a violet, blue, purple flaming light. And this reminds us, the gods that we are in these bodies, are omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we come into the white light, the white fire armor. This emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies, pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies. We are protected 24/7, infinity and beyond, head to toe, inside and out, with this white fire armor. The lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, pure evil, can't be near that frequency, or they will vaporize. So as long as we maintain that frequency, we are protected, infinity and beyond. But you have the power that, if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, your hatred, anger, greed, revenge, manipulation, dishonesty, hurriedness, worriedness, envy, you'll create a breach in your white fire, allowing all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. Then there's all kinds of possibilities of attachment, possession, and so on and so forth. Now, if you decide to do this, we created a double column of light. The first part of the column is a purple transmuting flame. This reminds us that we can bring in this purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. We have the second part of the column of light, the violet ray. This reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies once were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest and highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest. Eternal love, gratitude, peace. We then come in contact with a golden white pink light. We, the gods in these bodies, created this light to remind us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbow. We are sunrises and we are in the sunsets. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the clouds and the skies. We are the trees and the forests and the soils and the animals. We're everything. Everything is us. Now, of course, we've been taught forever to believe in separation, so when we do look at a rainbow or a sunset or sunrise, we say, wow, isn't that beautiful? That's just absolutely spectacular. Yeah, you get a picture of that. And that is transmitted through the ego mind. And the illusion is the separation, right? Through the heart mind, you look at that same view and you say, that is the God that I am. That is the God that I am. We continue to ascend above this planet. Some of us who are carrying physical form decide to step outside the physical form and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because we can, and it is really fun. We come into contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We, the gods within this body, created this tower larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the tower, we discover this oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light. It, in turn, is surrounded by numerous multi-rings of colored light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. This, in turn, creates this super bright white, sparkling, reflecting, misty cloud. It's absorbed through the heart-mind, which feels like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal love, gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And this is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, at the top of this tower, we designed it so the golden ocean would come cascading down 360 degrees, infinity and beyond. What is golden ocean? It's pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. And it's saturating, permeating, and flooding this planet. Now, we are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean of drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. Now we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We, the gods within these bodies, created this meditative sphere over 4 years ago. It is accumulating towards 1,900 meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world and beyond, consciously aware, which means that we know we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest eternal love. This sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it's literally flooding, permeating, saturating this planet. And you can plug into it anytime you wish, through the breath. Through the breath. In meditation, through the heart-mind. And you see that we, the gods within these bodies, created this atmosphere, golden white pink light. It shimmers and it moves and it's everywhere. The sky is similar. It is a super bright golden white pink light. And we see all of this dark matter, the rogue AI, the pure evil, all the souls that have taken on too much darkness, they're evaporating. Through this shimmering field, this golden white pink light field, everywhere you watch it, it's being evacuated, right? And anybody that gets up to the sky, the remnants of whatever is left is flashed and disintegrated into nothingness. This continually increases the vibrational frequency of the planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And it's not temporary. It will continue. Infinity and beyond. We're not just going to, 4 or 5 and hang out we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and so on, 21. And this is a continual increase of vibrational frequency. See, and then we move and transform into the understanding that we are one. This is when more and more of us begin to take the journey within. You ever notice how your mind is a relentless thinking, striving, and demanding machine? It is always busy, always attempting to create a new you. The ironic thing is that with all this busyness, there's never enough time to stop and experience the real infinite you. So randomly today, be aware of the entertaining thoughts your mind focuses upon. Whatever your stories are about, your past and future, do not buy into them. For today, see how long you can actually remain in the present moment of now and let your mind totally relax. What will it take until all of your internal dialogue stops and the suffering is released? Your body-mind will naturally find this peaceful relaxation when you are giving 100% of yourself to this experience of life right here, right now. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose and an easy and a slow breath out of the mouth. And be still. Take about 3 minutes to imagine all around you are divine beings of light. They are surrounding you with love, empowering thoughts, and absolute prosperity in every form. Breathe deeply for these precious minutes and feel these powerful beings are bathing you in their glorious divine light of love. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, continue our reverse aging health call. And tomorrow, Saturday, July 23rd, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.